The Call of Duty Activision situation at this point is just out of control, okay? And this will just be the cherry on top.
What's up, everybody? This is the Act Man here, and today I feel like playing some of the classic Call of Duty games.
Wow.
You know what? Let's just have fun today. Play some Modern Warfare 2.
Judging by his attire, he's also gonna find creative ways to physically intimidate his spouse. Now that's some true gamer stuff right there, boys. Wow.
Maybe a little Black Ops 2.
Be advised, enemy funky wonky tinky winky donkey McFingle tingler minglers in the AO.
We might even play some World at War if we're feeling extra spicy.
Wow.
All right. First up is Modern Warfare 2.
Let's go.
No, I guess this game is still infested with hackers. Well, that's no
Nice.
fun. I guess Black Ops 2.
Oh boy.
What? I'm dead already?
Why
What the
though?
hell killed me? Oh, okay.
Well, so far so terrible.
He just got shot through a wall by a hacker. I mean, what do you honestly want? What do you expect? If you're playing any of these games and you think you're not gonna encounter cheaters, bruh, you didn't read anything on the box. It says right there on the box, cheaters included, have a nice day. You do not get any refunds even if you're sad about this. This is what it is. Oh boy, someone really did not think this through.
It seems Black Ops 2 is also filled with hackers.
Look at this shit, man. Look at how awful this is. It uses a sniper to shoot through 7 buildings so that the bullet hits me the moment I spawn. So, yeah.
Well, what else is he gonna use? A machine gun? Like, come on, dude. Let's be practical here.
Black Ops 2 is unplayable.
Wait a minute. What's going on?
What's going on?
Oh no, I've been hacked, but not by some sweaty
Oh,
Call of
boy,
Duty
it's a
player. By the
sponsorship.
sponsor of today's video, Honkai.
There we go.
Gee, if only there was some way to enjoy these older Call of
Sponsorships.
Duty games in a way that didn't put my butthole and my security at risk. You know who always
Impossible.
comes in clutch in situations like these? The modding community. I bet you they've cooked something up. Those guys
Okay.
will put gallons of blood, sweat, and tears into a project that maybe just a few hundred people will end up.
100+ weapons with attachments and camos. 24 perks. Wow, this is a lot. Impressive.
Playing, and they'll do it all for free, all for the love of the game, all for the love of the game that's over 8 years old, a game that the developers have long since abandoned.
Isn't Call of Duty Black Ops 2 like a staple at this point, by the way? Or this is Black Ops 3? I don't really play these games that much, so I'm not immersed in them. But isn't like Black Ops like the golden standard for Call of Duty, claimed by some people and a lot of people? Because that is one of those games that just is like, oh yes, this is the best COD that there ever was. Isn't this one also?
Betrayed, forgot, abandoned.
Hey, would you look at that? I already found some already. Check these out. X-Labs and SM2, they look pretty incredible. I can't wait to install these mods and try them out. Oh, just a second. I think someone's at the door. Who is it?
Another act?
Activision Blizzard, open up!
Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, Activision Blizzard have just dropped
Nice.
off a cease and desist letter at my house, but I'm
On
gonna
point.
keep recording this video anyways. Yes, it seems Activision Blizzard hates Call of Duty, and they are shutting down fan mods like X-Labs and SM2, sending them both cease and desist letters, which are effectively killing off both projects.
Yeah.
There has never been a more fitting moment.
Yeah, because if they continue they're gonna get sued out of existence. Nice.
To press F to pay respects. So, would you all do that on your keyboards right now, please? Thank you.
Nah.
This is the price we pay for what we do.
Activision, can you not do something stupid or greedy?
For 5 minutes!
Oh. Well, I guess we have to talk about that now,
Nice.
too. We'll save that for the end of this video. You know, I bet when they sent the cease and desist to X-Labs and SM2, they also included this clip in the file.
Your life will be consumed by absolute loss.
Nice.
Then and only then will you understand what you have done to me.
For those unaware, Activision has been pulling the plug on fan mods of Call of Duty. SM2 and xCloud.
Well, yeah, it makes sense, because if you're playing a fan mod, that fan mod probably has no way for Activision to actually make money. Worse, even, people are just gonna see how completely incompetent they are, because someone's doing their job and they're doing it for free and better. So obviously they want to pull the plug on that. They don't want to look bad for free. You gotta pay them to make them look bad at least.
Labs are two of the biggest. Now, what did these mods do exactly? Well, XLabs, for instance, it was basically like a modded client that lets you play Modern Warfare 2, Ghosts, and Advanced Warfare in a way that didn't jeopardize your security. I know, fucking crazy, right? And you could play it, and there was like anti-cheat and all these crazy things. But the team was also working on adding Black Ops 3 to the list, but they've had to put their dreams away for another day because not on Activision's watch. If Call of Duty players are going to play these games, they're going to play against hackers, and you are not going to stop that shit, okay? I'm Activision, and I'm not satisfied with the billions of dollars I make every year, so I have to target independent modders to... What the fuck are you guys doing? I can't even come up with an actual joke for this bit. Now, to understand why shutting down these mods is especially stupid, you need to understand what XLabs is, or what it tried to do, right? It's a mod that basically restored aspects of these old Call of Duty games that the developers had removed or pulled support from, like dedicated servers, anti-cheat, mod tools, etc. The XLabs team had added console commands to some of these games, which of course gives players a plethora of freedom to do all sorts of things. They added a server browser. For Advanced Warfare, there were console commands you could input to unlock all the shit that was in the loot boxes.
That's the most illegal thing I have ever seen. Bruh, they're lucky Activision doesn't sue them for damages. Oh no, you don't go after Activision's loot boxes. That's literally suicide. You're like literally begging to be assassinated. One day you're just gonna wake up and you're gonna understand, oh wow, look at this, I fell on bullets when I went to sleep. Ain't that a pity? Yeah. That's heresy. Someone's burning in hell already for not shutting this down sooner. Loot box things for free? Whoa, that's 10 steps too far. Wow.
So, you know, if you ever wanted to try those old overpowered weapons out, or maybe make a video on them without having to spend thousands of dollars like a fucking asshole, well, you could actually finally do that.
Yeah, you wonder why, spend thousands of dollars. Yeah, you wonder why Activision went after that. Yeah, they want those $10,000s. Dude, every corporation has every big corporation has their own department literally filled to the brim with like tens of lawyers. Those guys don't exactly have a lot to do, so might as well make them useful and threaten everyone they can. That's just being a good business nowadays.
Maybe you just wanted to try these weapons out in a 9-year-old game because they were paywalled. You know what I mean? The mods gave real, actual support to these older titles. Support that Activision has basically completely pulled, right? If you try to play Black Ops 2, right?
But you can bet the support for loot boxes is still there, kicking and running and in front of you all the time.
Now,
beautiful.
Try to find a match that does not have a hacker in it. I fucking dare you. Even when I did my Black Ops 2 review, every other match was a fucking hacker, and I had to get custom lobbies to actually play the video game. I've also heard rumors that the hackers can like mess with people's custom maps and files and delete them or fuck with them in some ways, and it's like, why are they allowed to do such crazy shit just if like you play a video game? I was actually playing Black Ops 3 a couple of years ago with Lex and Tim Hansen, and they told me like, hey, you've got to install this file or else, you know, they're gonna get you. And I was like, what are you talking about? And it's like, if you don't install this file before you play Black Ops 3, they're gonna get your IP address and they're gonna shut down your computer. And I was like, what the fuck? So it's bizarre that Activision isn't willing to do anything about this, and so these independent modders who just love these old Call of Duty titles are the ones that have to do something about it. But even when they do, and they're doing it for free and they're not making any money off of it, and they're actually shouting out when Call of Duty games are on sale and saying, hey, go buy the official product, even when
you don't want I don't even think they honestly want people shouting out when their stuff is on sale.
X-Labs is doing that. Activision is still like super small penis guy over here, like, shut that down. No fun allowed. If you want to play Black Ops 2, you gotta play against hackers. That's just the way it is. And then you've got like the Plutonium Project, which everyone has kind of anticipated will also be sent to cease and desist, or maybe they're just going to like pull the plug prematurely so they don't get hit. And one of the things the Plutonium Project has said is the Steam version of some of these games will actually get you infected with malware on private and public matches. That's partly why we are here. So this is kind of a big deal for COD fans that ever want to go back and play those old games. But like, if you're not up to date on this,
I mean, these people are so stupid. Why would a hacker try to infect anyone who's playing COD? Like, what are they gonna get? Their password to their bank account that has a negative balance on it because they're in debt? You know? That's the best you can do. What are the hackers gonna do? Pay off your debt so they can actually siphon money off of you? Bro, like, come on.
Stuff, especially like if you are a random person, you think, oh, you know what, I want to go back and play Black Ops 3, and you do that one day, it's like the hackers have a fucking list of every single person who is playing that game, and they can just boink, and then they can shut your computer down, basically, from my understanding. They can do some crazy shit.
Nice.
And I don't know why. So, you know, if you're like a casual fan and you don't think of these things, you can get totally screwed over, right? And unless you're able to get a full squad of buddies together to play customs, I mean, you're kind of shit out of luck with these older titles, which is awful because so many memories would just be lost to time if this game just wasn't supported anymore. Now, to play devil's advocate for a second, I heard one person say that if Activision doesn't act in protecting their copyrights, then they will eventually lose the rights to them or something.
Yes, that is absolutely, by the way, accurate, though I don't know how this applies. Protecting their copyright essentially works like this. Greatest example of this is actually Google. Google will actively threaten to sue people and companies that use the term Google as a replacement for the word search, because the moment a word becomes publicly used as, you know, a replacement word for something, in this case search equals Googling, then that word can no longer be copywritten. So Google constantly needs to fight actually other companies who don't use the term search but use the term Googling. Otherwise, they are risking losing their actual brand name, which is hilarious. But that's a pretty basic rundown of what's happening. But what does this apply to COD? Well, this applies to the IP, because if you don't do anything with your IP, this is why Fantastic Four, by the way, gets remaked into absolute trash every couple of years. Because if they don't do anything with the IP, they risk losing the rights to that thing. And this probably applies exactly the same way to COD.
I don't know how true that is or what factual basis that has. I can't find any other comments mentioning this, so it's basically a rumor as far as I'm concerned. And yes, massive corporations need to protect their IPs, but they don't need to protect their IPs from people who are just trying to help, you know? This is...
No, they actually... Wait a minute. Suddenly all of this does make sense. Because if these people are allowed to just run these old titles and, you know, do things with them, if they run this for, like, I don't know, like 5 years or something, they can legitimately go to a court and claim that they now own this thing, or try to become the owners of this, because the original owners have absolutely no interest in that thing anymore. So this actually could be legit. I didn't even think about it. Wow, this is kind of funny.
Isn't like those Twitter accounts that just post the fucking newest Pixar movie in its entirety or whatever, you know? And yes, massive corporations need to protect their intellectual property. You know, protect it from what? Protect it from people who are trying to make it better? It's like, you guys abandoned these games.
Yeah, again, this is why we call him the act man, not the smart man on this channel.
You're still charging fucking full price for Black Ops 2, and you've completely abandoned all support for it, but you'll still charge $60 for it and shut down people who are trying to make the game playable. What fucking sense does that make? This is something I've wanted to talk about for a long time. Because how Activision treats their older Call of Duty games is really fucking sad and despicable. This is an issue I run into every single time I make a review of an older Call of Duty game, okay? I want to play these games with my friends and I want to play all the zombies maps, but oh no, what's that? Not everybody has paid $500 for that collective experience. I want to review all the zombies maps I can, and I want to play all the zombies maps I can, but not all my friends have every single COD and all the DLC. And guess what? Activision is still charging full price for all of these fucking games. Games that released over a decade ago. Games don't even have fucking paid map packs anymore, and they're still charging $15 for them. You know what I mean?
I mean, this is technically a bit, well, this is a lot stupid. If something is old, doesn't mean that it should be free. If a car is 10 years old, it doesn't mean that you can just go up to some random 10-year-old car and just take it for free because it's old. No, you obviously still need to pay for something that you're buying. And, you know, if the developers have abandoned it and you... Like, this is a game. You should understand these things, okay?
Like how antiquated that shit is. Like at this point, just make all the map packs free. Because why not? Why not? Who's gonna pay for this shit? You know, but this is what I don't get. It's like minimum effort, maximum value. We're gonna keep charging full price for everything, but we're not gonna have fucking one person work on these games or support them.
Makes a lot of sense, actually.
I feel like the situation is very similar to Nostalrius in World of Warcraft, right? These people aren't making money off the server.
They 100% were making a lot of money off the server. How do you think, dude, how do you think private servers function? Do you think they just magically appear and no one has to pay? Bruh, they had development teams. They were making money off of this. But yeah, this is an interesting point. Will there be a huge private server purge made by Blizzard? Are they actually gonna do it? Because currently the private server scene for World of Warcraft, especially Classic, is just popping off. Man, there are so many different servers with so many improvements, balancings, new classes, new zones, and it all literally feels like classic World of Warcraft. I wonder if Blizzard is at some point gonna just go for the throat on that. Because, man, those things are popular.
And it's like, look, man, if you don't want to support or preserve these older titles or these older experiences, that's fine. I totally get it. That is your right. But why you got to stop other people from preserving these games? You know, at least with like Nostalrius, those mods had a much larger population as far as I was aware. These mods like X-Labs, SM2, Plutonium, they probably have an absolutely zero effect on Activision's bottom line. It's not an issue of piracy,
but
it's
they
about
have
consumers wanting something that you are simply not providing. This is something that you could provide. You offer no alternatives, so your fan base creates their own. It's a common fucking problem that happens.
Yeah,
you can't label everything
true.
as piracy when it's like, oh, hey, can I play this game without spending $500 on it? No, you can't. It's like, okay, well then I'm just gonna emulate it. It's like, it's not worth playing Black Ops 3.
Wait, that is the quintessential. That is the literal definition of piracy right there. Dude, Axeman, please, just rub those two brain cells together. Like, the things you are saying here are just. I don't think a single person with who's not autistic is gonna agree with these takes.
There's a risk of my fucking IP address being leaked and my game files corrupted, or shit, they can even take control of my PC. Like, how does any of this work?
Yeah, that's sad, but
how is this allowed to happen and continue? I guess I'm just never gonna play Black Ops 3 again. That's the solution.
Well, that's actually what Activision, by the way, wants. That they want you to stop playing the older games, so you buy the new reskinned Call of Duty of this year. It's extremely basic. They want you to stop playing the old games so they can get you to buy the new game and renew your willingness to buy loot boxes there. Are we talking about some kind of rocket science here?
And it's like Activision doesn't care enough to do anything about these issues besides take the time to write cease and desist letters. Like come the fuck on, man. And you know what's funny? There's a company I've criticized just as much as Activision in the past, and they have been in a similar situation with another game. You know what this company's name is? EA. Electronic Arts.
Nice.
That's right. I'm stunned too. But there's a fan-made game called Renegade X, which is essentially a remake / spiritual successor to Command & Conquer Renegade, one of the most unique and awesome first-person shooter games ever made. And the team has been working on this Renegade X mod since 2006, man. 2006.
Is this good for the player?
Is this good for the player? Oh yeah. You bet your ass it is. And EA doesn't fuck with them. They don't fuck with Totem Arts or the Renegade X. They actually have given their blessing, allowing them...
That's most likely because that game does not have any loot boxes, and that's not something that they reprint every year. If that game suddenly becomes something that they reprint every year, that cease and desist letter, 100%, not even a question. Dude, this is not about goodwill or anything for these companies. This is about when you actually cost them money. The moment something costs money for these companies, you're getting that cease and desist letter. Like, the moment something loses the money, they're fixing it. That's how this world works. It's very basic stuff. There's so many things that we can bitch and moan about EA and Blizzard and whatnot, but these things don't make sense. These things don't make sense to moan about because there are some very legitimate, even though sad for the player reasons, that these companies don't do because they want profit. Yeah, it sucks, but are you really gonna renew support for a game that's 10 years old and no one plays while you have new games on the line? No, that's stupid.
To continue working on this game so long as they don't monetize it. No cease and desist, no fuck you letter, nothing. And thank God for that, because Renegade X is so much goddamn fun. I mean, it's basically Battlefield morphed with real-time strategy games, and there's a ton of variety in weapons, power-ups, vehicles. I'm just gonna show the game real quick, okay? Massive 32v32 lobbies. It's
kind of almost feels like Tribes Ascend. That was a good shooter. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Fucking awesome. And had EA done what Activision is doing today with Call of Duty, one of the most unique FPS games, one of my favorite games, would no longer be playable because the official servers for the official game are long gone, long dead. What a tragedy that would be if Electronic Arts was as stupid as Activision. Not to mention there was a sequel.
I mean, you just literally said that EA is a good company, unironically. I don't know if I believe that, Chief.
To Renegade planned, but that was scrapped. So there's no reason why EA would want to shut this down. You know what I mean? Imagine if Master Chief Collection never came out and you just couldn't play Halo 2 online anymore, or Halo 3. The older COD games are playable, but just like barely. It's borderline impossible to get just like a match and to play the games like you remember them. Which leads me to believe maybe Activision is doing this right now because they're planning some big compilation game like the Master Chief Collection, and they're shutting down these mods preemptively before they gain any more traction. Maybe. However, Activision fucked up their previous remakes because they didn't bother to remake the multiplayer in MW2 Remastered, and they introduced loot boxes into COD 4 Remastered. So I don't trust them at all with remastering games because they seem to jerk them.
Bruh, remastering is literally just a metaphor for inserting loot boxes. Come on.
Still true when it comes to those, you know. I think game preservation is very important, and if you're not going to preserve your own games, then don't be surprised when your fans are going to preserve them, because maybe they are the ones who really care about the IP. I don't know, man. It seems like what Blizzard was doing with Warcraft 3 Reforged maps and all this other shit. It's like they're still stuck in this antiquated view and still don't understand the power of community created content or modders. You know, You can always look at Valve. Look at good old Valve, who turned like 2 independent mod projects into billion-dollar franchises. I don't know, guys. Maybe you should have learned something from them. And that's not to say X Labs or SM2 would make a shitload of money, but what about the work on those games that they're doing? Like, what if Activision came out with a Master Chief Collection type game, and you had all the access to all those advanced warfare weapons, and you didn't have to pay for them? You could just, I don't know, unlock them. What if they tore down all the paywalls for the map packs and the DLC and the zombies mode? You know, man can dream, but if I dream too hard, I might get sent a cease and desist letter. So we're not going to dream too much, okay?
Now, with all that being said, let's talk about what happened to Nick Merckx.
If you don't know, he's a pretty popular streamer that specializes in Call of Duty and Apex.
In fact, he's so highly respected that Activision and Infinity Ward gave him his own operator bundle in Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone.
Dude, you can see the steroids on his arm. Wow. That's some realism right there, boys. Wow.
Too, which is a pretty big deal. But all that was taken from Nick when he made a 9-word tweet replying to a post about some LGBT and anti-LGBT protesters fighting. They should leave children alone. That's the real issue.
Now,
I'm not
tweet.
educated enough in this subject to give an opinion about what he said or the post. Some people on Twitter might interpret this as me being homophobic or pro-groomer or whatever nonsense they make up on that website.
Yo, come on, dude, come on, grow a spine. He didn't say absolutely not a single word wrong there. Dude, bruh. So, he's trying to milk this situation by making this video. And he's putting it at the very, very end. And he does not have enough cojones to actually just say that what Nick Merckx said was completely fine. That's kind of amazing. Wow.
Just saying, I'm staying out of that part of the discussion, okay? I'm sure many others have discussed and dissected what he said, but that's not what I want to focus on. Whether you agree or disagree with what Nick said is entirely up to you. The issue I want to focus on is how Activision Blizzard continues to punish pro players and creators for supposedly ethical reasons. Activision embraces the beauty.
He literally just accidentally took a stand. All that speech about not taking a stand, and then he says just these 2 sentences, and he accidentally takes a stand. That is amazing.
Beauty and strength of diversity, equality, and unity. We aim to foster an inclusive, supportive, and judgment-free environment.
Judgment-free of harassment, that's for show.
4,000 replies, 1,400 likes. Yeah, okay. Look, I just find it incredibly hypocritical for Activision Blizzard to start giving ethics lessons, giving their tendency to fuck up their reputation and start a new controversy every few weeks. This company is the...
I think it's kind of funny, because no one else, honestly, is as good as that as Activision Blizzard. You gotta give it to them. They're really good at starting stuff like this, even though they're actually not kind of... Even they're actually trying to do the opposite, but they're so bad at this, they just make it. Oh, it's beautiful.
The last fucking place you should go to for a lesson on ethics and good moral values. By now you...
Also, my hot take about the breast milk situation is that, yeah, sure, a couple of men stole it, but I can guarantee you, all the pumps and all that was stolen by other women, because women know how actually expensive that stuff is. You know, a man takes one bottle, probably takes one sip, and tastes funky. Okay, yeah, kind of not into this. But women, dude, you can sell that stuff in a matter of hours in legitimate places and make quite a bit of money from it. Dude, those things are expensive. I said this before, and will say it again. It was most likely the women who actually did that. Sure, yeah, there were definitely a couple of men, but it was most likely a lot of women who did this.
Ethics and good moral values. By now you should also be aware that all or most of these corporate posts about pride and inclusivity are merely a mask that the public relations department wants the company to wear. Again, if it was all about inclusivity, then all the Middle Eastern social media accounts would change their logos to Pride Month as well, but they don't.
Classic.
I wonder why. They don't want you to think about how they're shutting down mods that make older Call of Duty games.
The Spider-Man Across the Multiverse, I think, got banned in the Middle East or a couple of Eastern countries at least, just because there was one badly lit flag visible in a room or something. It's absolutely just ridiculous, though.
Safe and playable, or the rampant sexual harassment allegations plaguing their company, or how they're still charging $60 for decade-old games, or any of the other bullshit we've covered on this channel, right? This is the same company that decided to re-upload the Cold War reveal trailer in order to remove footage of the Tiananmen Square massacre because the China-based company Tencent owns 5% of Blizzard, right?
Yep,
These
good
are not
stuff.
decisions made because of ethics.
Don't
as
they own
Activision
more now,
Blizzard
though?
would want you to believe. These are decisions made because of money. Like, the main message is the same thing I've been saying for years.
Nice.
It all really reminds me of the Blitzchung fiasco, with the main message being, if you're affiliated or partnered with Activision Blizzard in any way, you better not ever speak up about any social or political issues you care about. No matter which side you find
True.
yourself on, you better not speak about it or else your ass is grass.
No, actually you can, but only about the things that Activision thinks is right.
But that's my 2 cents. I just find it extremely hypocritical, and I don't think Nick deserved to lose his operator skin. But
True.
luckily his boy Tim the Tatman has his back. So yeah, Activision continues to make dumb decisions that negatively affect their fans for no explicable reason. Perhaps a Call of Duty collection will be announced in the near future, but I highly doubt it.
Doubt
if it
it.
does come out, I imagine it'll be
It's a miracle.
It'll be retailing for $8,000. Yeah, that's probably what they'll sell it for. Regardless, I don't understand why it seems like Activision hates Call of Duty. But what do you think?
Well, that's because you don't understand basic business practices. That's what I think, and that's pretty much on point.
Are you willing to play Black Ops 3 and have your IP address leaked? Post your IP address in the comment. Don't actually do that. Don't do that. So thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did.
It was a good video. It was a funny video. The Act-Man does funny stuff. He's not definitely the smart man. That we already know for a bunch of videos already. Kind of good summary of what's happening. You know, it's a good summary. I like it. 10 out of 10. Anyway, this was Guzer Sin. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.